Guys, 7-star Dondozo is upon us. And it will be here Friday, July the 26th, which is very soon, to Thursday, August the 8th. Now, we've come up with some counters for this. I made one to begin with, then my finger slipped a couple of times, and I ended up with 6 Pokemon. So we got more Pokemon. So we've got 2 supports, we've got 3 special attackers, and 1 physical attacker, because chances are you don't really want to go physical attacker because it has a very high defense, but it does have 65 special defense, so that's probably the way you want to go here. Now, honorable mention I'm going to give to the Leafeon. I saw someone else use Leafeon as like a thumbnail, so I figured they covered it, the whole Leaf Blade Swords Dance Sunny Day combo. I figured they have that covered, so I left Leafeon out of this one. And I put a different Pokemon in that's usually Mr. Reliable. You could probably tell who that is. So the Pokemon that I think is going to be the best for this and the safest option is going to be Appleton. It's a Grass and Dragon type, 4 times resistance. If it does have an Ice type move, it can only learn 2, Avalanche and Ice Fang. Quite dangerous, Avalanche, but we'll see what it has. This Pokemon does have Thick Fat though, so it'll only be 2 times super effective, but that's the same with pretty much every Grass type. Now, for moves, I have a feeling it's going to have Body Slam to try and paralyze everyone. It's got to have a Water-type move. It's probably going to be Wave Crash. And as like a side move, I might have Earthquake, so it could be super effective against Electric types. That's why we've gone both Grass and Electric types, because Grass resists Water as well. And this Pokemon is going to be super strong, so it'll have one of the only Pokemon, if not the only Pokemon, I can't think of too many, but there will be some out there I'm forgetting, where it has its normal stab, and then it has its Tera stab, which is also the same type of its normal, so it'll do a ton of damage, especially if it has Wave Crash and it uses Rain Dance at the start of the raid. That'll be really dangerous if it does happen. Setup, it has Curse, it could use that. Hopefully it doesn't spam it, because that'll be very dangerous. Moving on, we have Appleton with the Grass-type Tera, the held item Shell Bell. Now, this one is going to be perfectly suited for this raid. I've not changed my other builds too much, but I will mention if you need to change some throughout the video, because I don't want to change 6 Pokemon all to suit Dondozo if Appleton's just going to be enough to take it down anyway. Max EVs in special attack and HP. You can do special attack and defense if you really want to, but I want to use this for multiple raids after this, so I've not bothered changing the EVs, but you can if you want to. Ability is going to be Thick Fat. We take half damage from Fire and Ice move. That's great because we're 4 times weak to Ice, and if it does have an Ice type move, like I said earlier, then this will help us out a lot. Moveset is going to be Apple Acid, 80 power, 100 accuracy. Every time we attack with this move, it lowers special defense, which is very nice because it does have low special defense, and we'll just keep doing more and more damage. Iron Defense, because Dondozo is a physical attacker, and that will help us out a lot, except for when we get crit. Reflect, just in case we need even more defensive capabilities. And then Grassy Terrain, you can use 2 moves here. Grassy Terrain will be for solo, you do more damage, you get health back at the end of each turn. Or you can go with Dragon Cheer, where if multiple people are using a dragon type Pokemon, like say there's 4 Appletons for example, then if you use Dragon Cheer, it will boost the likelihood of them being able to crit the Dondozo. This is going to be the only physical type attacker. Mr. Reliable over here is going to be Annihilate with the Ghost type Tera, the held item Shell Bell. I think you know where this is going, but we have EVs in HP and attack, Adamant Nature, max IVs and everything except special attack, and the ability Defiant, where if we get one of our stats lowered, say it has Breaking Swipe for example, then our attack will go up by 2 stages every time it tries lowering one of our stats, which is very nice. We have a Rage Fist. Everyone knows this is a ridiculously strong move, especially after you get hit quite a few times. Screech to lower defense before that shield goes up. Taunt, just in case it has really annoying setup moves like Curse Spam, for example, like I mentioned earlier. And Bulk Up increases our attack and defense, makes us stronger, do more damage, and defense. We can take more hits from the actual Dondozo, because it is a physical attacker. So I feel like Annihilate kind of needed to be in here, just in case it was just a case of Annihilate being able to take it out. And a lot of people have an Annihilate build because it's just so strong in raids in general. Next up, we have the Bellibolt, which is, of course, you know, it's just really, really strong. These are actually just Pokemon that were in my boxes in general. I've not actually built any... Appleton was actually the only Pokemon I actually built, because I didn't have a Grass-type Appleton, I only had a Dragon-type one. So all the rest of the Pokemon are Pokemon I already had. This is going to be Bellibolt with the Electric-type Tera, the held item Metronome, to basically do more damage. We say if we use Parabolic Charge, every time we use it in a row after the first turn, the damage increases by 20%, and the max being 200%, which is a very good item when you have a draining move. You can actually get that one from the Levincia Delibro shop as well. Max EVs in special attack and HP, modest nature, max IVs and everything except attack. The ability Electromorphosis, which whenever we take damage, the power of our next electric type move is boosted. So essentially you get a free charge, the move charge, every single turn, except for the special defense boost, of course. We have a Parabolic Charge, a very strong move, especially with that ability. It's going to up our damage a lot, and we're just going to get health back so much with the Metronome. That is going to combine just so well. Acid Spray to lower special defense by 2 stages. Light Screens on this build. I will be changing Light Screen on this build to something else, and the last move will be Thunderbolt, so we can change that Light Screen if we're going to be using Bellibolt to something else. Now, if it is the case that Bellibolt is a lot better than Appleton when the raid comes out, then I will put a solo guide up as soon as it drops. As soon as I find out a good way, the solo guide will be out as usual. But yeah, so Bellibolt's going to be one of the top picks here in my opinion. I didn't really want to leave Miraidon out. It's been a while since Miraidon had like a spotlight, so I thought I'd put it in here just to make 6 Pokemon. It wasn't actually going to make it originally. I was just going to shove Leafeon on the actual list, but I saw someone had Leafeon as their actual thumbnail, like I said earlier, so I figured they had it covered, so I just shoved Miraidon in here with the excuse me, Electric type Tera, held item Metronome again. So we do more damage the more moves we use in a row. Max EVs in HP and special attack. As you can see, this Pokemon has quite high special attack. Modest nature, max IVs and everything except attack. The ability Hadron Engine, which turns the ground into electric terrain as soon as we go into the battle. And it boosts our special attack on electric terrain, which is amazing. Then we have Parabolic Charge for that health we get back. Metal Sound, so we can reduce the special defense of the Dondozo before it puts its shield up. If it does put its shield up and remove negative effects, we have Calm Mind to boost our own special attack. And then Electro Drift, 100 power, 100 accuracy, and the power is boosted if it's a super effective hit. So all that combined with the actual electric terrain will be nasty, especially if you're on multiplayer, for example, and every Pokemon has like Acid Spray or Metal Sound or something like that. Now this is actually going to be a support. So the first support on the list is going to be an offensive support. We've got a proper support last, as you can see, but this is going to be a really strong offensive support, especially if you're online and everyone has grass-type Pokemon. So we have the grass-type Tera. Tera don't really matter. We're probably not going to be terrestrializing the held item Metronome, because we will be actually doing a bit of damage because it's an offensive support. So I put that on the actual Pokemon instead of something like Leftovers or anything like that. Max EVs in special attack and HP, modest nature, max IVs and everything except attack. If you do want it to be a proper support, you can take the EVs off special attack and put them on defense. Ability. Now this ability is the main reason why we've gone with this Pokemon for an offensive support. It just keeps grassy terrain on the actual, like on the field, I guess. Like all raid, which will boost the power of grass type moves by 30% all raid, and if you have a full grass type team, it's going to be a ridiculous amount of damage. Like you'll just do the raid so much faster. We have a Sunny Day, so this is going to be the main supporting move for us. This is to basically half the damage of water type moves because it is a double water type Tera, so it'll do a lot of damage. That will help out the team a lot. We have Growth, because when you use Growth in Sunny Day, it actually doubles the effects of Growth, so our special attack will actually go up at ×2 in Sun. So that's nice. Synthesis, just in case we need it, and Giga Drain for when we want to do damage and get health back. If you aren't really set up and you can't use Giga Drain, then we will use Synthesis. If you don't feel like you need Synthesis when the raid comes out and you've done it a few times, then you can switch it out for some better supporting wise. Completely up to you. And then the last Pokemon is what I think is going to be the best support. Now, another honourable mention actually, for Clodsire. Clodsire has Water Absorb, it has Acid Spray, it has Chilling Water. Now, I didn't go with Clodsire because even with these things, Toxapex is just going to be better. The defense is just miles higher. Toxapex is an absolute wall, a spiky wall. Honestly, if you've ever used this Pokemon, you should just know it's an amazing support defensively. Now, we have a Poison-type Tera. The Tera doesn't really matter. Leftovers to restore health at the end of every turn. Max IVs, no, not IVs. Max EVs in HP and defense. As I said, it's a physical attacker. Look at that defense, 443, incredible. You want the bold nature, up in defense, down in attack. Max IVs and everything, except you don't really need it in attack and special attack, even though we have a couple of special attacking moves. It's not like we're going to be doing damage. And then Limber, because if it does have Body Slam, then we can't get paralyzed, and if we do get paralyzed, that'll be trouble, because if you get unlucky and you get paralyzed a few times in a row, then it's not going to be good, because you won't be able to support if you can't really move in the raid. And then we have Acid Spray, lower its special defense so people do more damage to it. And then we have Chilling Water to lower its attack every single time we use it. So the idea would be get it to -6, then just spam Chilling Water. These are the only two moves you need, really. But I put Iron Defense in there to boost our defense if we do need it, if it's doing a ridiculous amount of damage. And then Recover just for extra precautionary safeties. Yeah, that, don't know if that's a word, but it is now. So yeah, we got these 4 moves. It's going to be great. I'm definitely taking this Pokemon into the raid. That's for sure. Especially when we do a stream and I try to help everyone get the actual Dondozo, because this one could be quite tricky. But that's going to be a 6th Pokemon and an honorable mention. Let me run you through my box, actually. We will have some Grass-type Pokemon. Now, I'm going to just say there's a chance Superior and Lurantis might be able to take it out again. I think it's a bit risky, so I've not counted them in this video. We got quite a few Pokemon, not Shaman, I just love Shaman. I will probably try Shaman because it's just fun, but I highly doubt it that Shaman will work. So we got quite a few Pokemon. We've got the Blossom that we just did. You know, might work, might not, who knows. And then we have the Grass and Electric types are the only 2 that are super effective against, so I'm just going to go over a couple. Electro Sneck. Now this guy might be decent, who knows. I mean, it's not weak to anything, so this Pokemon would be the only Pokemon where, out of the 2 types, where it just wouldn't have weaknesses. I think, anyway, as far as I know. I don't know. But the Electro Sneck's not weak to anything, so if it does have Earthquake, it won't be weak to it. Has Shell Bell, Thunderbolt, Acid Spray, Electric Terrain, Gastro Acid. It's got a lot of moves, so it'll be very strong there. If I see anyone bringing Iron Hands into this raid, you're grounded. Nah, I'm just kidding. But that's going to be the build. I think this is going to be a very fun one. I mean, Dondozo is one of the hardest Pokemon in all of Paldea to do 6-star raids against, in my opinion. I'm guessing a lot of people will probably agree with that. That Yawn is a big issue. If it has Yawn, then this might just be like a curveball. Imagine they just go a full curveball, give it a different ability, give it Unaware, and then they give it Curse Spam, and then they give it Yawn as well. Oh, that'd be terrible. No, we shall not speak it into existence. Forget I said anything. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this one. Let me know what you're going to use. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the solo guides and all the builds we've got coming in the future. And I'll catch you on the next one.